which obviously floods sometimes. It's a lot more water in it now than last time I was here. G'day YouTube viewer, g'day bikers. I want to talk a little bit today about why riding the DR650, particularly on a road like this, makes me feel similar to when I'm riding the new Honda GB350 in the garage, which is the bike I bought for Riding Hood to continue her journey of learning how to ride with gears. Those mountains up there probably won't look as significant on the GoPro, but they are quite amazing. Yeah, it's when I'm riding a road like this, I get the same kind of feelings and the same general feeling of reminiscing that I get when I'm riding the GB350. The DR650, I like riding two ways. One is to go out on really fast dirt roads and go quite quickly, like at the speed limit, 80 to 100 kilometers an hour, because that bike really does that really well. And the other is to go on nice, quiet roads like this, where you're just putting along, taking in the scenery, the views, the experiences. Now this is quite a steep descent here, probably doesn't show on the GoPro, but they've sealed this little section of this dirt road just because it is quite steep here, and I love the rock formations there and everything else. Amazing. So it's just taking in the scenery, the experience, coming down to some nice creek crossings like this. I found a few roads on the GB350 lately that have very similar crossings like this. They're on bitumen roads, although that bike is capable on dirt, as I did in one of my most recent videos on it where I gave it a test. Oh wow, look how good that is. Rapids that side, causeway there, little creek, just amazing. You can just sit back and relax and enjoy coasting along, cutting along. Obviously the DR is very capable. I could ride it a lot more quickly on an area like this, but sometimes I just want to relax, chill out, just soak in the world. Wow, how steep that is down there. Particularly for nice quiet roads like this where there is very little traffic. All I've seen today is a lot of road work, which seems to happen every time I come on this road, but I really don't mind. And it's a great experience of mindfulness where you're just not thinking about anything else but what you're doing in riding the bike, taking in the sights, the smells, the sounds. It's one of the reasons I don't like having loud pipes on bikes these days. When I was young, I used to take the baffles out of all my dirt bikes. Used to love listening to that sound. Which is probably why I don't have really good hearing these days. But now I do want to hear the occasional moo of a cow, or the sound of the wind coming through the trees and things like that, particularly when it's a little bit more technical than this and you're going quite slowly. So it's a wonderful feeling, it's an escape. Today we're doing this on Mount Scansey Road, which takes us from Camberwarra into Kangaroo Valley. It's a back road that you won't do if you're travelling into Kangaroo Valley. We're in Moreton National Park right now, but this is a main road, so no issues of being where I'm not supposed to be or anything like that. And there's some amazing scenery along the way. So in very shortly we're going to climb up to the top of near the top of one of the mountains around here, and then descend down into Kangaroo Valley, and you get some amazing views when you do that. So today I'm just doing a short ride on this, then I'm going out to have lunch with Riding Hood for a ride so she can ride her bike, not the GB but the Bergman 200. I'm just deciding which bike I will take on that ride with her, and then I'm going to wash her GB350 because it's due for a service. Make it nice and clean. I always feel like it's better when you take a bike to a dealer for a service that it looks like it's cared for, because they're going to take more care for it if they know you're looking after it. That's generally what I think anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. Wow, a little round curved hut or house up there. It's very mountainous around here, old volcanoes that and also the uplift of the earth came into this area when the Great Dividing Range was created. I love roads like this. Just exploring. And there's a few branches that come off it I really want to explore one day, very soon, including this road up here. I don't know how far it goes around, so I'm going to do that one very soon. But this is Mount Scansey Road we're doing today. Now we're going up. They do keep it well, don't they? Wet here from the recent rain. Hasn't rained for a couple of days, but it just shows you how little light these sort of roads get in these areas, which is why you do need a little bit careful, even though this is a tarmac, a sealed road. Because they don't get much light and sun, they can get a bit mossy on the surface and fairly slippery. Wow, that might be a good little trail sometime. Alright, we'll just stop up here, have a bit of a look at the bike, so you can see what I'm riding. Pretty much stock standard, does have the bark busters on, does have a bash plate underneath. It's got a few little mods, but not too much. Still the original exhaust and suspension. It's not a bike I ride hard and do jumps and things on, so I'm quite happy with the way the suspension is. Alright, not sure how stable that is. Just a quick look at the bike. So it's a mighty DR650. Just checking no traffic's coming, that's why I'm just looking away a little bit every now and again. Just amazing. There'll be some great little tracks around here, I'm sure. I'm going to explore them fairly soon one day. Oh, make sure the wind doesn't blow it over. It's very upright to stand on this, so it's very easy for it to fall over. Bit of a breeze or anything like that. It probably just needs to be a little bit shorter, that kickstand. Anyway, that's a quick look at the bike. We'll keep going. Can't take too much time today as I'm having a nice lunch with Riding Hood. Getting a bit breezier, probably because we're up near the top of the mountains here. Alright, we should get some lovely views going down now. Just check my GoPro still going, yes. Okay, looking out that way as we go down, you're going to get some nice views in a second. Kangaroo Valley is such a pretty place. I could go quickly down here, but I want to take in the views. Riding slowly, it's not as cold either. Nice steep descent this. Won't show on the GoPro, but it is. This bit's not too bad. I know in a little while there's a corner coming up that is very steep. But right here we're going to get some of that view looking out there. I can't stop here and take a photo of the bike with that view because it's too steep for the kickstand to hold it. Unless I turn the engine off and put it in first gear or something like that, I could do it that way, I guess. You can see the views from the bike, so. And I hope you can tell by my voice how relaxed I am doing a ride like this. I love it. Coming up, I might be able to do a shot across there, yeah. I don't know if this was sealed, this section, last time I came here. Maybe it was, not sure. I had a feeling it wasn't, so it must be something they've done in the last year or so. Which doesn't make it as challenging. Okay, we came down there very quickly. I think that'll do for today. We go on to one of the main roads into Kangaroo Valley if we go there, and we can go the other way around to a dam. But I think we'll go straight back up now. The Stables Guest House. Push bikes and horses next 20k. I hadn't seen, must be mountain bikes or something. Haven't seen any of either. So we're going back up there now. Signs like that, even though I prefer it to be gravel. A bit disappointed they've sealed this. This was a good climb as a dirt road when I did it before. I might have to bring the GB on this road. I know which bike would love it now that it's sealed this section, the CMX 1100 Rebel. Oh, there's a car up there. Shows how steep that is, that little section. You're going to meet him right on the corner, so I'll just slow down here and let it come around. Should be coming around there any second. now. It's the way it should be. Can't tell I grew up on dirt roads. I just much prefer a bike like this on a road like this being gravel all the time. And that's one of the reasons I love riding this and the GB on country roads. It just takes me right back to my late teens, mid-late teens. Even when I was around 10, I was riding roads like this in a very remote country area. Little postie bike CT90s and CT110s and things like that. And of course, from about the age of 13, 14, my TS185 Suzuki 2-stroke. Sitting on it, this bike feels similar, but this is heavier and bigger and more powerful. Doesn't have that two-stroke nature, but in terms of riding position and things like that, it's very similar, I guess. Much bigger bike physically though. Stop crossing. Alright, we'll just get off quickly, have a quick look at the bike again. It's a better angle here for that view that we just had. Make sure it's not going to fall over. There she is, the DR650. She is, he is. Great bike. Don't want to call it an it. It's just a fantastic bike. It's an air-cooled thumper and it just feels great, and it's got so much torque and tractability and character from that point of view. Great stuff. Alright, let's keep going. I've got a date with Riding Hood. Should be an interesting descent here. I know this is, a lot of this is gravel. We should get some lovely views out this way with the sun behind us in that direction. We should get some really nice views out here. Thought that was a real ball for a minute, but it's not. I was going to say he's shaping up the charge. Oh no, they've sealed this as well. Let's get a bit of land slippage here, the way they've done that there. Right, back on the dirt in a sec. Here we go. Oh no, not quite. Here we go, back on the dirt now. At least I don't have to worry too much about dust today. Yes, I'm in the market for a lighter bike. So when I do a ride like this and I see a little trail, little track going up a very steep hill in an area where I might need to turn it around on a very steep incline or decline, and that has a very low first gear so that I can chug around in those sort of areas, that would be great. This is a fantastic bike for when you need to cover distance to get on dirt roads and dirt trails and tracks. It sits quite well, comfortably on the highway. So this is Bugong Road. Got to go up Duffy's Lane one day. I don't know what's up there, but got to try that out. The temptation is on an area like this, which is very well kept road, is to hit it and go flat out. But I don't think I enjoy that as much anymore as I used to. It's good to know it can do it. Come across a few kangaroos and wombats on this road, and that would remind me of the dirt roads I grew up on. Alright, we're coming up to my favourite section of this road again. And I'll stop near the creek crossing at the bottom of this descent here. Just give you another glimpse of the bike. Oh, some big potholes there. Oh, went right through them. Fortunately, I couldn't see them in the shadows. I can smell the trees here. It's a beautiful smell. You can smell the eucalyptus. Another few months we'll be smelling the wattle, but we're in winter in Australia now. But even on a midwinter's day, it can still be around 20 degrees and very pleasant. It can be quite cold and chilly at the beginning and the end of the day, but during the middle of the day it's lovely riding weather. As in summer it can get a little bit too hot when you get up to around 40 degrees, well over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, this is where we're going to watch out for vehicles coming the other way, but this is my favourite section of this road. Oh, that's a big pothole. I'm just going to coast along, lay back and enjoy this. What would be better than this is a road where they haven't sealed sections of it that are steep, which makes it great for most vehicles, but not as much fun for a dirt bike like this, or a dual sport I should say. Bugong Creek. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Hopefully there's no cars coming along. I'll just park there for a second. I'll quickly have to move it if anyone comes. Just before they do, let's have a little look. So obviously floods sometimes. It's a lot more water in it now than last time I was here. One of the great things about the fact they haven't changed this bike much since it came out. Oh, here we go. Just have to move. He said it looks great. It looks like a bike from 20-30 years ago. I love that. Doesn't that look amazing? Never grow tired of sites like that, areas like this. So I hope you enjoyed that. As I mentioned earlier, if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of my content and be alerted to it, please consider subscribing to the channel. I hope you have a fantastic day. And until next time, happy motorcycling.